Hello and welcome to BeamNG.drive. Today I'm taking a look at the Volkswagen Beetle 1963. It comes with 26 configurations. So, what do we have? We have the 1.2 liter engine, which is the base model, and it comes for the European market on manual and ragtop, and for the United States market with automatic gearbox, as well as manual and ragtop. So, the difference between United States and European are basically aesthetic details, like the front bumpers, for example. And the European has the roof rack, and the United States has the rack on the back. Basically, the biggest differences are this. And then we have the 1.6 liter engines, same configuration as earlier. We have the Antarctica one, which is used for the first production car to visit Antarctica. We have the Barebone, which is basically the chassis with a 1.8 liter engine. Not very interesting for me. Then we have the Black Edition. It's a 1.8 engine and other bit of tuned stuff, like the roll cage and a little bit of the engine power, stuff like that. Nice paint job, I have to say, because of the orange on the rims and the roll cage. Lovely. We have the camping version that has a lot of camping stuff on the racks. The diesel, the only diesel prototype, it's not very performing. It's kind of a letdown. And then we have the Herby from the movies, just the original one, and then the sequels, and fully loaded. Yes, it's the latest one. Then we have the luxury coupe for the European market. The off-road, which is an interesting configuration. We have the Brazilian model, which is the opposite of the luxury. It's even stripped down than the basic version. Then we have the restored Rusted, which is also an interesting configuration, and the tuned one, which is not a race version, but it's a powerful version. The first configuration I'm going to take a look at, it's the most basic version of the European market, the 1.2 liter engine. This is the outside, in case you don't know how a Beetle is done. A bit too fast maybe, but... And then we can start to look at the details of this mod, because it's a pretty detailed mod. So let's start from the engine bay. Let's zoom in. Little bit of zoom, because it has a custom modeled engine. This is the Beetle engine, pretty clean, nice details. Then we have the roof rack. Then I wanted to open the front, but I have to go on the inside first. So let's go in the inside. On the inside there is a lot of stuff to do. So I'm starting with the lowering window. Look at this. Haha! And then opening the flap. A thing you can't do, however, is closing them by using the clicks, the mouse. You have to use Alt and the number of the numpad, because it was 4 for, let's see, yes, 4, Alt plus 4 raises the window. I don't remember the flap at the moment. Let's open the hood, and then let's turn on the lights. Let's turn on the wipers that have 3 speeds, level 2 and level 3. Nice. Let's open the glove box that sometimes has stuff in it. Let's open the ashtray, and you can also use the radio if you follow the instruction and go into the mod files, and you can add your own music. You can also lower the sun flaps, not the sun flaps, sun cover. I forgot the name. So opening the door and leaving the vehicle, you can also lower the seat. Look at that. I never seen that. It's pretty good. Look at this. Haha. Nice. And also, since we are out, let's go and see what is down below the hood. There is the spare wheel and the fuel tank that you can also open. Look at this. Pretty interesting details. The wheel is not attached, so if you want, you can also pull it away, but I'm in first person mode, maybe it doesn't work. So let's close the... Excuse me? Ah, yes, I moved the wheel. So let's go. One more cool thing about this vehicle is that there is a camera for each seat. So in this case, it has 4 seats, it has 4 cameras. If the configuration has 2 seats, it has 2 cameras, and I'm going to show you this, and the outside. Let's reset. The last thing is that most of the thing I clicked, let's lower the window again, as you can see is about mid. If I reset the vehicle, they stay how they were. So windows opens, sunroof down, sun flaps, the glove box closed, but the ashtray stays on, and also the wipers. So you have to stop them manually. Off. Let's raise them. Let's close the ashtray, and let's leave them like that. So let's go for a little drive. And one thing I have to say is that for me, in my humble opinion, it is a little bit too nimble for a Beetle. I've never driven one, so I can't say for real. But it looks a little bit too accelerating. Oh. But on the handling side, it's pretty good. Nothing to say about it, because it is in a good way. Nothing to say, because it's good. It's an enjoyable drive. Nothing too crazy. You can see I'm cruising a little bit too fast down this road. I'm also using the keyboard, so my driving is a little bit insecure. Let's say. As you can see, I almost lost control, and I'm able to regain it. And I think I did damage. No, maybe not. But it's a standard Beetle. It's good to drive. It's an enjoyable sight, because it's one of my most favorite cars. And now it's time to do a crash. Oh, down the drain. Wow. And I ruptured the fuel tank. Okay. And of course it lands on the side. And let's... Oh! Perfect. Let's take a look at the damage. It's pretty detailed. Pretty high quality for a mod. It's pretty good to look at. I also should be able to drive it, but the fuel tank is leaking, so not for long. Let's see in the water. Yeah, but it's undrivable. Look at this. I'm going straight, and it's almost doing a circle. Okay. And this is the base version of the Beetle. The second configuration I'm taking a look at is the Brazilian version, because on the outside it seems like a Beetle. It's a little bit simpler, especially it doesn't have the logo on the wheels, for example. The bumpers are just a straight bar with nothing fancy on it. And if we go on the inside, we can see it does even less things compared to the other version, the other base version. It doesn't even have the glove box door. Like, why? Why? No radio, nothing, no ashtray. Simple. The most simple configuration you can have is this one. On the handling side, it's basically the same, just maybe a little bit slower, even if the engine should be the same. Oh, let's not have a crash right away. That's the main difference. So it has less stuff on the inside and a little bit less power, but it's still an enjoyable drive, even if it doesn't go as fast and acceleration is even slower. And we can do another crash since people are slowing down. Let's see. That's a pretty realistic crash. But for a Beetle, a 90 kilometers per hour crash, it looks a little bit too sturdy. I imagined it collapsing on itself. You can see damage is pretty bad, but I can still drive easily. I did more damage to the ETK, a modern vehicle, than to mine. Look at this. And let's go a little bit more. As you can see, I did a little bit of damage to the steering because it pulls a little bit to the right, but nothing too crazy. And let's do another hit on another ETK as well. Okay, now I have damaged the steering a little bit more because the wheels aren't covered anymore, so they're more exposed. Oof. Okay, I think... Oh, I damaged the bumper. Let's smash it on the wall, and bye-bye bumper. So, this is how it looks like after 2 hits on AI vehicles. Understandable, but for me it doesn't have too much damage. It should be a little bit more destroyed, but it is what it is. And now I'm showcasing you the diesel version. The interior is the same, but I'm going to show you that the engine is not powerful as the gasoline one. Look at this. I'm flat out, and it feels slower because it is slower. I did a test in the top speeds, and it struggles to reach 120 kilometers per hour, while the 1.2 liter gasoline engine is able to reach almost 150. So yeah, it looks cool, but the only difference is the engine. Yeah. It's a less powerful one, so why would I ever use this other than smashing into a Charrier? Oh no, I'm stuck. Ah. Okay. Oh no, and now I can't reach it. Okay, stopped right in the middle of the highway. And it's gone. Bye bye. As you can see, the damage, it doesn't feel completely right. It's good, but it's a little bit too low. It should be more, in my opinion. Anyway, and now I'm looking at the camping configuration. As you can see, it does a lot of things. It has a surfboard, a tricycle, a box, a luggage, and a luggage on the back. And also the tow hitch. But one thing, it doesn't look good for me, and it's that you can't open the engine bay. As you can see, you click it, and it smashes on the rack, and it closes itself. So you can't access the engine without the mounting all this stuff. It also has a nice sun visor. Oh, I opened the door, I didn't want to. And basically it's just, it has also the right mirror, because not every version has it. But it's the same as I drove at the beginning, so that's it. That's the camping version. And now I'm looking at the rusted version, which is basically an abandoned Beetle, left to rot in a barn, probably. It's a nice skin, because this is the biggest thing on this configuration, is that it is a skin. On the inside it also looks dirty, look at this, but it has, except the radio, it has the glove box, it has the ashtray, the things in the glove box. Okay, now we have to turn off the wipers, please. Thank you. It has the flap, the window, the hood release works. It's basically an aesthetic thing, except for one thing. Now let's go back on the outside. On the inside is also dirty and rusty. And it's also rusty on the engine. Let's take a But the cool thing, apart from the, let's say, low pressure tires, is that when you turn this on, you can hear that it's clunky. It's been abandoned for a while. I hope you could hear it. I'll turn it on now. The sound is good, but when it's idling, it doesn't look healthy because it's been abandoned. Also, the performance, it likes to burn like some oil, probably. It has smoke, unhealthy smoke, but power is on par with the diesel engine. I think it's basically the fairest comparison I found. They are basically on the same level of power. The diesel because it's underpowered, and this is because it's been abandoned. So let's smash it on the bus stop. Oh, this is bad. I'm dead. Yes, the driver is dead. The steering wheel is inside his chest. So but the damage, it's awesome. Look at the fenders hanging there, and the fuel tank exploded. The damage model is awesome. Oh, also look at this. Since I bent something big, the door doesn't close anymore. Oh. Well, and then we have the black edition with a nice paint job, black bumpers and orange details on the rims and on the insides, on the seats and the roll cage. Just a bar. It has a little bit of a bug on the rear spoiler, because if you take a look at it, it jiggles. Look at this. There is something weird. It also happens in the tuned version, the blue one. So, on power, this is so far the most powerful I've tried, and it broke the spoiler. Brakes aren't very good. They lock easily, so you have to be careful, otherwise you smash into cars and walls, and that's no good. But it's fast. This is good. This is difficult to drive because it seems that it can't handle all the power, and now I have eaten a bumper, so let's remove it. Okay, and I popped the tire. Nice. But it still works, so I can give a try. And even with damage, it's pretty fast. But yeah, even if you can't brake, the brakes are terrible. So you're going to smash into trees and damage your Beetle. And now you're looking at the tuned version that has the same jiggly spoiler, yes, a front lip, as you can see, lower suspension, different wheels, better roll cage, and different seats, but just minor differences. This is even powerful than the black edition, and it has better brakes, but they still like to block. So you have to be careful. You can't overshoot corners, otherwise you smash. But it still drives pretty nice. It also oversteers quite a bit, as you saw. But with a nice 360, I'm back on track. As you can see, mid corner, it starts to spin its wheels, and it wants to overtake with his back, and again. So probably because it doesn't have all the safety features that there could be. It's good. You have to be careful with your driving. It's not a full-on race car. It's a wannabe race car. Let's see, as you can see. It has slick tires, so that's why you can recover most of its spins and oversteers. But it's not a proper race car, because it doesn't feel racy enough. It's good, it's fast, but that's it. I'm on the drag strip. Ah no, it's beside me. So, let's see. It also is the fastest let's see. Let's say not standard, let's say plausible versions. At about 215 because I was going downhill. Oof. I lost the frames. And the only thing I can say is that the roll cage is useless because look at the seat and look at the steering wheel. Yes, you have the rib cage completely shattered. Completely. You are exploded into pieces. Yeah, the roll cage isn't safe. And if the steering wheel wouldn't have killed you, that spring impaling your heart probably would have. So, let's not put too much faith in this roll cage. And now, for the off-road version, I'm going to do a little bit of dirt racing, because this isn't a rock crawling vehicle, it doesn't have any differential, it's just a little bit raised with dirt wheels and fuel tanks, spare fuel tanks. So it's not that huge of a off-road vehicle, but a bumpy road, a bumpy dirt road, maybe it's better. It could be easily handled. Let's take a lap around this circuit. Hopefully I'm going to be able to do the jump. Let's see. As you can see, it's a little bit top heavy. It likes to roll, so be careful, because I just clipped a little bit of the inside of the corner and it went for a roll. Now I should be lower because I lost weight, the tire on the top, I smashed a little bit of the glasses, so it should be a little bit lower. Center of mass. Almost. As you can see, it doesn't have the same amount of power as as a rally vehicle, because it isn't. It's not even a racing, a rock crawling vehicle. Sorry. Let's take the jump. Yes, barely. I've damaged the engine with a front impact. Okay, and I rolled again. I'm rolling a little bit too much. But I want to complete the lap, so let's see if I'm able to do it with a decently functioning car. Bye. No, fender. Okay, this is the lap. Yeah, no. I smashed. Okay, I completed it, and that's fine. That's what I wanted to do. I'm happy. I also damaged it a little bit too much, but it's good because I can take a look at the damage model. It is pretty good. And now to take a look at Herby, I went back to the racetrack. First of all, you can see it has its iconic paint job, but it has a lot more unique features. First of all, let's start with damaging a little bit. Okay, I bent the roof, and let's see. It's fixed. It fixes small bends by itself. Magic. That's cool. Of course, if you break the wheels are gone, but small damage gets fixed. Also, you can use the G key on the keyboard to do wheelies. I'm not using the node grabber, I'm doing wheelies. Whee! It's a feature of this mod. That's cool. And now, the coolest feature of this vehicle. It has character. What do I mean? Let's turn it on. Okay. And let's do a wheelie. Let's go a little bit. And you can see thrust increased, because I didn't crash. So, if the car trusts you, it goes faster. The brakes also lock a little bit too much, but if you don't crash for a while, the vehicle trusts you. If you do cool things like wheelies, the trust increases. But if you crash, the trust decreases. The car gets mad at you for crashing. So, if I restart the vehicle, as you can see, it's upset. I'm not touching the keyboard. My hands are in the air, like at a party. As you can see, the temperature is high. The engine is having issues. And if I want to drive, I'm flat out. It doesn't want to go. So, I have to do wheelies to make it happy. Or I can cheat and press Shift plus P, and then the car loves you, and as you can see, it unlocks its full power. This is awesome. It's genius. I love it. I hope this mod is never outdated, because it's cool. It's cool. It's nice to drive. It's a nice car, and yeah, it's an awesome idea. So if I damage it again, as you can see, it's mad. I restart, it's crazy again. That's lovely. So, with my car jumping because it's mad at me because I crashed it, I'm going to end the video. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.